G'day, it's Jamie, and welcome to Where's My Yowie. Today, I'm reading an old newspaper report about a Yowie sighting at Minlaton, South Australia in 1880, so we'll get into it. This was published in the Illawarra Mercury on Friday, the 27th of February, 1880, titled, Was It the Bunyip? The South Australian Advertiser says, a strange story comes to us from York's Peninsula. Our Minlaton correspondent, writing on February 17, says a singular looking object was seen yesterday at 6:40 p.m. by Mr. M. O'Day, a well-known resident here. He says that as he was driving from Stansbury and went about 1.5 miles from Minlaton, the horses gave a sudden start, and on looking up, he saw a strange-looking object on the road about 2.5 chains in front of him. In appearance, it was formed like a man, stood from 7 to 7.5 feet in height, and was covered with feathers of a very light colour. It went along the centre of the road for about 200 yards at a great pace, taking enormous strides. Mr. O'Day put his horses into a gallop, but it still increased its distance until coming to a bush fence, when it put one of its arms, which was like that of a human, being only very much larger, and made a loud noise, which he could only describe as being between the bellowing of a cow and the peculiar noise made by an emu when calling its young. It easily cleared the fence and was soon lost to view in the thick scrub. When it turned off the road, the outline of its face was all appearance like that of a monkey's. The end. Well, that's a really interesting story and a bit crazy. So they're saying, in appearance, it looks like a man. It stands from 7 to 7.5 feet in height, but it's covered in feathers of a very light colour, which is pretty crazy. They say it went up the road 200 metres, ran 200 yards up the road at great pace, taking enormous strides. And Mr. O'Day put his horses into a gallop, and he still couldn't catch it, and it increased its speed. And then it jumped over the fence and took off. And he said its arms were like that of a human, but only very much larger, and it made a noise like a bellowing of a cow and a peculiar noise made by the emu when it's calling its young. This is a really interesting story. This about the feathers, I have no idea what this guy saw, whether he saw feathers or not. It's really weird, but one thing I've learned about Yowies, and I'll say this once and I'll say it again, is just when you've heard everything, you hear something more, and it just blows you away, and you can't understand what it is. Okay, that's it from me. I'll get back to you all next time. Bye.